Yeah. Can I get an amen? Hallelujah. So I hope you are well. Was not planning on going live, but doing a few things. I thought I would come on with a little realistic market news in a different light than just the rant. Did a little short videos this morning. Hope you all watch it. There's nothing really to tell. It's just my typical views of how I see the market right now. I'm seeing all this negativity, and you may listen to my videos, my brothers and sisters, and think I'm negative. I'm not. I'm passionately realistic. That might come out as negativity or even positivity on certain things. It's really not. It's just the norm of what I'm thinking, and I'm passionate about it. The reality of the market is it's getting crushed, and it's going to continue to get crushed. Not because of economic times, but we're not going to rehash everything. We know why it's going down. And there is reason to take advantage of many things. Yo, what's up? Hot sauce, metal, brothers. Yeah, can't look down too much, so I'm ranting because I'm driving. I will look down when the road permits. I need a better setup in here. This was just spontaneous. C90. I know. The gang is back together. Hey, I am excited about what is going to happen, and it could be in the next 6 months or a year. The people on here right now, you're all doing the right things. And the people who've been in it for long, it's all going to play out the way it just played out up until, November. It's all going to come back. And I'm hearing everyone talking about lettuce hands, George, lettuce hands. It's all capitulated out and all that. It's true, a lot of it, which is stupid. We all know that. We're not, you don't sell at a loss. You can if it's a significant amount of capital, and then you can redeploy or get out of the market, whatever you want. All of us old timers, and for you who are new, who are going to listen to this, it's all going to be okay. People here know that. This is short-term pain. And tariffs, there are two sides of it. Nobody knows what the hell is going to happen. The theory of it makes sense. We, in America, can't be treated the way we've been treated, but there's a reason behind that. And this does not have to be a tariff discussion. If it was handled differently, the market would be differently. If there were no tariffs in play, as I've said, and we all know this, the market would be on fire. So what does that tell you? Once things normalize, it's going to be. I'm seeing all these complaints about, look at what Trump has done to the market, and 1,600 points here. And yes, it's hypocritical, the right and the left. When this was under Biden, people were talking about how horrible it was. I made hundreds of thousands of dollars under Biden in my 401k due to, I'm trying to think if I should go left here. If I go left here, the signal is going to suck. So bear with me, because I probably will lose signal. But I hate to go on the busy roads. Free raid and government spending revisited, no doubt. Yes. People complained about that. This is when you freaking buy equities. If you are in equities 401k, this is a gift. Okay? You could say this is a gift in crypto. Sure. I don't like doing that, because no one is happy about this. I don't care what you say. Maybe some institutions are happy to buy it lower, but they don't give a shit about buying Solana here. They don't care about buying XRP at $2. They don't care about buying AIOZ at 20 cents. They care about Bitcoin, but they're not manipulating the market. When people say that is just a complete fabrication and lie, and they just don't know what they're talking about. Nobody is manipulating altcoins. Doesn't happen. There's whale manipulation, of course, always going on. There's none of that now. Needs to be methods to the madness. Yes. Trump's ripping the Band-Aid off. I'm no lover of Trump at all, but I appreciate what he is doing. It's just not how he's doing it, right? I don't appreciate the threats to our brothers and sisters up north like Metal, but Metal, you're going to be my bitch eventually. I'm going to own you, boy. I'm just joking. It's not even funny. I don't like that Canada talk, and that rhetoric has been dying down a little bit, which is good. The big problems is this right now. The threats of tariffs and then what's going to come back to us. We know this. That's what's going to keep the market down. Powell's talk yesterday was a load of shit. It was too quiet anyways, but it was just the same old shit. He needs to be lowering rates. That's the bottom line. And Trump needs to be on his ass big time. I don't think Powell's going to cave to anyone. He doesn't need to. He doesn't care. I mean, that guy could retire right now. He doesn't answer to anyone, which is a problem in itself. But Trump needs talking to him behind the scenes. They need to come up with a plan. I know there's supposed to be a separation there. Rates have to come down, but more importantly, is the tariff uncertainty needs to be resolved 100%. We can't be threatening just because like someone talks shit about us, threatening them with a tariff. That is just how Trump did, and this is not supposed to be a bitching session, but that's how he did it in his private life. He sued everyone. So instead of suing people, he's tariffing them, right? He's tariffing countries. In the private sector, he just sued you if you talk shit, or he'd sue you for a million reasons. Look it up. I'm not going to go into Trump's history, but that's how he works. Well, I sue you, you're not going to you're going to settle, or you're just going to drop it because you can't afford it. That's how he ran his business. I think Trump's doing more harm than good, short-term and long-term. Could be. I don't think it's a good thing. It's isolationist. I don't believe in being an isolationist. We're either going to be the world helper and leader, or we're not. This is not how you do it, right? Watch The Boys. You know, I'm not a big superheroes guy, but it's a great show. And you think a guy's a superhero and he's an evil piece of shit. That is Trump. So I think this could be long-term pain because we want to be respected and feared, but not by our allies. We don't want to be, we don't want Europe against us, which they are against us, right? We don't want Biden and we don't want Trump. We need someone in between. It certainly wasn't Harris. Certainly wasn't RFK, who I voted for. It was just a protest vote. I think he's a fucking lunatic. Here, I was a big supporter of him, but I think he's a lunatic. Boy, how minds change. I'm concerned about where long-term repercussions can happen, Metal, for sure. But if it settles down and we can be rational about this, crypto will come back. Ultimately, I was happy about Trump winning due to crypto. I don't like the guy, don't like his politics, don't like 99% of what he says. Even when it's true what he says, he does it in a way that is not professional and not kind and not intellectual. He's borderline freaking, he's narcissistic, but he's, borderline Spectrumville. But once that tariff shit is settled down, I believe we will see a little influx. But the majority of my portfolio is not coming back. And as I was saying the other day, people are saying, yeah, you're down 90%, 80%. You are not down that. Maybe your portfolio is, but when something goes from $2 to 10 cents, that's 90%. That's not math. And you hear everyone saying that. It's just not, am I in profit, Javi? Good morning. Homelander, exactly. Trump Homelander or Omni. My daughter's boyfriend had her start watching Invincible. That is a freaking hilarious show, cartoon on Prime. We watched the first season. Absolutely hysterical. So he would be like Omni-Man as well. Am I in profit? Half of my portfolio is, yes. I'm down about a little over 3 million right now, but I'm still up money. But my portfolio is down over 3 million. Yeah, so I'm getting killed, but what you do? We all are. When I hear someone like Becker saying he's down like 40 million, I don't believe him. But I am truthfully, or 300 million. It sucks. I just got a call to be a vice president of this competitor company, but they got rid of their insurance. They want to pay me a shitload of money, but no insurance. I got a family of 5, even though my oldest will be working next year, but it's like, that'll be like over $2,000 a month. I'm not doing that. Even with the great stuff, the amount of money they want to pay me, I don't know. I work for a $13 billion company. Going from that to a $30 million company is a big change, but it would be a fun job. Yeah, so I drive a Subaru. It's a fine car, but the electronics are absolutely horrible. I don't pay for the price is right. It's about a $30,000. I get to drive for free, beat the shit out of my kids, can anything, which is nice. Crazy, man. They might want to take profits along the way. Sold my stocks a month and a half ago. I've been in T-bills. Yeah, some bills are going to be dropping, but yeah, nothing wrong. You got to do what suits you. Nothing wrong with taking profits. I'm just not taking losses. I think, we haven't been in a bull market. I believe we will see that, but things have to turn. And it will. But like Metal's saying, we don't know about the long-term harm. Respect is the way to do it. But if you're putting money on the side, I would cover crypto makes me extremely sick. Them talking about their little ass trades and then talking about taking advantage of the dip and buying it. Don't listen to that. You have plenty of time to buy. The market next week is going to be just as bad as this week, if not worse. It's all predicated on what the EU does. So I caution you again, like I did on my last video. I hate to repeat myself, but I have to. You'll have plenty of time to buy. I've been saying that for years, and I was right. You're right. BTC is doing very good. Only lesbians and dog lovers drive Subarus. That's true. It fits. Find me a sort of owner that doesn't fit this. Yeah, I would never buy a Subaru, to be honest with you, ever. But the price, I could have got this or a Ford, but this is bigger, and it's free, and I beat the shit out of it. I save myself by this job an extra like $10,000 a year just for some of the benefits they get in regards to car and other stuff. So I love it, but I would never buy this a Subaru if I had to pay for it. Never, 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 never. I think we'll all be buying American cars here who live in America here. Yeah, those prices, they're trying to hold steady, but like I said, I was just at Rivian. If you don't think the union's going to go after raises, you're crazy. They take advantage of it. There's no honor in unions. Forgive me if you're in a union. I know them well. My daughter, when she becomes a teacher, will be joining one, but they were brought on for a good reason back a long time ago. I think they're horrendous now. They're horrible for the employer. Sometimes for the employee. Well, my ears were in with my tokens. My current second biggest holding is USDT. Yep. Hi, Rich. Yes, it has been a while. I don't want to waste anyone's time. I always happy to go live if people are interested, but it's got to be worth your while. Can't be me just getting on here like a raving lunatic, speaking the truth that I see it, that you guys don't need to hear. But the truth of the matter is, I have faith. I don't have faith in Trump. I like what he's doing on the basis of it. I hate the way he's handling it. There's negotiation, and then there's his negotiation, which is come out extremely strong and hopefully meet in the middle somewhere. He should have done that. I'm telling you, the EU and China is going to keep hitting at us. So will Russia. So will so many things. Vietnam, that's not a great thing for us, I can tell you. The key will be common sense, and hopefully we can get to it. And Howard Lutnick, like I said, I rave about him all the time. I've never liked him. I've 20-some years, not a fan. 25 years. Like I said, I used to do Cantor Fitzgerald's bonds, 30-year bonds, and he's just a pile of crap. I think they build those in Lafayette. The Rivians, is that what you're talking about? They may have a plant there. Yeah, this is in Normal, Illinois, Bloomington, Illinois, where I was at. That's a huge factory there. It's unbelievable, and they are expanding like a madman. What an impressive thing. I should upload a video. Maybe I'll do that. Miles and miles of trucks, and about, I think probably 1,000 Amazon vans, electric Amazon vans, just sitting there waiting to be deployed. I hope you're doing good, Rich. Nigan, where are you going? I'm going to, been to a couple places, and now I got to go get some food for tonight. I have been called upon to get some more tortilla chips, and then I get some other tortillas where we make our own chips, which are even more tasty. I put them in the air fryer. They're freaking awesome. So I got to make a couple stops. It's a little crazy out right now, to be honest with you. Normally, I don't like to do this when I'm driving because I am holding it, but whatever. If I die, I die. It's worth it talking to my brothers and sisters. Let's go left here. Wow, a cow. Yes. I don't eat cows. I love cows. Yes, I just left the vegan headquarters. This is true, Metal. And I'm headed to save all living species. Spread the word. You should have seen me years ago as a vegan. Ooh, I was rough. I mellowed my ways. You know, when you become a vegan, you are very angry of what you learned and know. And especially, you know, I can only say it's like being in a light that's dark, and then all of a sudden the light comes on and everyone else is still in the dark, and all you see is the reality. That's being a vegan for me. That's gone now. That goes away after, if you let it, because it'll destroy your life if you become, if you stick with the angry vegan thing. That is no way to live. You have to get done with that. Otherwise, it will be painful. No one wants to be around you. I love people. You know, I went through my stages of not liking humans that much, but that doesn't, what does that good do? Become an isolationist, misanthropic. I don't want that. Lower item coding, more and some employment, then lower rates. Lafayette has a Subaru factory. We bid on the Rivian project, and Tesla Gigafactory for their lighting. Yeah, Tesla is a big customer of mine. One of their facilities not too far where I live, and what we do is we install the robotics and everything, and then they send them to the Gigafactory. My product goes on them. So I won that project about a year and a half ago, and it's pretty good. Rivian factory was freaking impressive, though. Bags are down. Yes, down big time. Why you love cow? I just, it's not that I love cows. I just don't like innocent beings being tortured and murdered for a sandwich, or just for everything that we use in life. That's just my stance. You know, just like I'd fight for you, I fight for the voiceless, right? You have a voice. You can fight for yourself, hopefully. And I would stick up for you if you're with me. I would do my best to prevent anyone from hurting you. I hope that makes sense. Do you think Rivian pulls through? I'm on the fence. They have some deep pockets. They're fine. Everyone keeps saying, oh, they're going under and all that. If you saw the factory I was at, they are expanding like mofos. And I can tell you this, yes, Trump is against EV and a bid and all that. They're going to pull through. You don't see a ton of Rivians on the road. They're pretty nice. I'm not an EV guy at this point, but just because I have no issue with getting EVs, but when people get EVs because they think they're being an environmentalist, they're fooling themselves, because EVs are horribly destructive to the earth. It's just another avenue. It's a load of shit thinking EVs are good for the planet. They're not. You want to be good for the planet, you go vegan. That is the greatest thing anyone can ever do for the planet. If you really care about the environment, is go vegan. I'm not going to go into that right now. But yeah, I think they're going to pull through. Dude, they are working out there. They're paying this mechanical contractor that I was talking to. When they work on Sundays, they make like $2,000 each guy. Some of them make, $100 an hour, some more, the journeyman, and they work 12-hour shifts. It's crazy. They're working 7 days a week if they want. Many of them 30 days on. It is like the money they're making is ridiculous. These are tradesmen. Good for them, taking advantage of it. It doesn't last forever, but they are expanding like crazy. So they have some deep pockets. Tesla has the market, so we'll see what happens. Terrafactory, Gigafactory, yes, high print. I just want full self-driving tech in the minivan. Yeah, exactly, minivan. Yeah, we're done. We still have our old minivan, but they've grown up, so don't need as much. Make hay while the sun shines. Yes. So when I was a young lad, 15, 16, 17, 18, I am first married before Uber and all that shit, I used to dream about when I was drinking alcohol all the time. Man, wouldn't it be nice if you could just go somewhere and drink on the road and have a EV truck or something like that before EVs were really out, that could drive yourself and you could drink in the car. What a drinker I was. I don't drink alcohol anymore, but I just bought these. Me and my daughter. Check this out. These are quite tasty. That'll last me like, I'll drink a quarter of it because I'm a lightweight. And those are THC drinks. They are pretty crazy. I don't smoke or anything like that, but if it's my only vice and I barely do it, have a quarter of that and literally it just chills me out. I sleep like a baby. Buy a home. Yes, I agree with buying a home. Grant Cardone will tell you not to buy a home. I paid cash for my homes and it's been awesome. Not many people could do that, but I am 52. Yeah, buy a home. You never truly own your home, right, here in America because property taxes. I pay, I think, $15,000 a year in property taxes. So you never fully own it, meaning if you don't pay your bill, you don't pay your property tax, they take it away. But I suggest, like Metal does, to definitely own your home. It's a smart thing to do if you can. We'll see what happens. There are a very short supply in homes. Home prices are crazy. Loan prices are crazy right now. Car prices are crazy, all that stuff. So the market's not great, but it will change. Everything goes in cycles. I don't believe in the 4-year crypto cycle. I think I've proved my point with this market. It negates all 4-year cycles. And I said from the beginning, there's no such thing as a 4-year cycle. It's a market cycle, meaning macro. That is the truth. I swear to you, I don't know a ton in the world. I do know a lot. At least I think I do on certain things. Markets and investing, I consider myself an expert. Doesn't mean I'm always right. No one's always right. But I do know that there's no such thing as a 4-year cycle with crypto. It's just a macro cycle and everything goes in waves. Home, cars, everything goes into waves. Once you own one, you get more and soon make wealth. That's right. You really notice the residual when you get to SIX store and see the assets ripping up in value. Very true. Appreciate the live today, Vegan. Don't let us keep you away from your errands. Oh, no, you're good, brother. I just wanted to say hi. You guys, it's all going to be okay. I can guarantee it. Don't know when the market's going to change, but it's going to. Home tax. Yeah, property tax sucks, Print. Once the credit markets freeze up, they'll add to get a home cheap. Now is not the time to buy a home. You're probably right. People are, I keep hearing the crypto folks and everyone, they're going to start printing soon and they're going to lower rates in June. This is betted on this. They don't know anything. Don't listen to these guys saying, George is wrong. He was guaranteeing 5 interest rate lowerings or 4 this year. And I said at the time, even when Powell said that's what they're looking to do, I said, don't count on that. Data and the new president will change everything. We didn't know at the time if it was Harris or not. But I said, do not listen to what Powell says now. And don't listen to people saying we are guaranteed 4 rate cuts. I'm not going to start ripping on people, but George is the biggest loser in crypto there is. I'll leave it at that. There's a ton of scammers. George is worthless. But no, Powell's going to do what Powell's going to do. Right now, he sees the economy doing well. Slow down, but doing well. He will not lower rates with that. And if the tariffs tick up inflation, he's not going to lower the rates. Bottom line, no matter what these gamblers say that it's 80% now that he's going to lower rates in June, it's 30% he's going to lower rates in June. Nobody knows anything. That is all a load of crap. When it gets close by, then we know somewhat. Yeah, if you can buy a home and have renters, you're going to do real well. Then you want to listen to Grant Cardone and all that. He has some good advice. He's a little unrealistic because he's a billionaire, but Metal has it down very good. He knows what he's talking about with that, and there's money to be made. Just wait for when it starts. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Everything is going to work out for us. That's guaranteed. If you stay in for the long run, if you keep accumulating dry powder, you don't deploy now, my personal view. You don't I mean, I wouldn't even be DCAing right now. There's no point. We're going, if this shit hits the fan, we're going lower and lower. Even with some strength in Bitcoin, remember this, a couple days, I will always reiterate this, a couple days, even a week of green will not make a bull run. So don't take a couple days of green that we may get as jumping in. Please don't. You'll make a mistake. Deploy when you feel it's ready. I don't think it's near time, but I think you should be accumulating dry powder, whatever you have to do. Selling, like this is the stuff I always say. Because we don't know what the narrative is going to be when it turns around. RWA, Ondo, all that stuff could be dead. I don't think it will be, but we don't know. I don't think AI is going to be dead, but something's going to be different. Maybe it's de-science then. You have to remember that 2.6 trillion is nothing. Market loss that day is the whole crypto. Yes, that's true. I mean, trust me when I tell you people are going to be taking advantage of this equity market getting hammered the way it is. They are going to be taking advantage of it. And they should. Yeah, no, I mean, I think DeSci could be the next narrative, but, right now, no narratives, no utility means anything, unfortunately. It will. Just not currently. I think we'll know when the time is right. We're a long way off from that. For the new folks who are going to jump on and hear this, you're in the right space to get some honesty with the people on this in our community here. It's not my community, it's our community, very small. And when the bull, assuming I still have this position, I don't take that next one. When things start warming up and there's stuff to talk about, I'm here. I'm always here. I'm still engaged in crypto, but I don't really listen to the channels too much because it's just not that I learn from them or anything, but I like to hear what their things are, their opinions are. There's nothing to say. They're just fighting for things to say. Links back to my entry point. Exactly. You try them before. Yes. B-Tone stake tips. I don't know about Beyond stake tips and Impossible stake tips are now out. Oh my God, they're amazing, bro. The Impossible stake tips. You got to get them. They're amazing. All right. Beyond, exactly. No, yeah, I have 30 bags in my freezer downstairs, and now Impossible. I have like 10 bags. I always like it. I'm addicted to those. I don't think you have a Trader Joe's where you're at in Canada. If you do have a Trader Joe's metal, you got to get the bulgogi, the vegan bulgogi. It is my youngest daughter's like favorite shit in the world. It is unbelievable. I don't know if you have Trader Joe's in Canada. If you do, you have to get it. You will thank me. You will thank me. Oh, yes. Tacos, burritos. We make cheesy beefs out of them. My wife makes a queso sauce out of potatoes and everything. You would think it's dairy. My wife is a great cook, though, so I'm lucky. We never, like when we go out to eat, we were just, I took my daughter to, she wanted to go to the Holocaust Museum because she just got done studying World War II and stuff like that. So we're not too far from, we're a little bit of a hike, about an hour away. Took her to that in a place called Skokie, Illinois. Then I took her to restaurant right around there. It was kind of, she got the whole experience. So there were like Hasidic Jews in there and everything. It's wild. And they had a vegan menu. It was a kosher place and a vegan menu. I'm not for a kosher or halal, and halal, it's cruelty. No, they don't stun the animals or anything. But they had a couple Impossible burgers, and they were good. But my wife makes them, dude. You would never know the shit we make in our house is vegan. She perfected it. Thank God. Oh, yeah, nachos, everything. But she'll make these cheesy beefs, and she also makes seitan. I mean, she's got it down. It took her about 2 years. But now, you name it, she can make it and bake it. Why do you think I have to exercise every single day? I'll turn into a fat ass. I eat very healthy, but come the weekends, I become I always have my nutrients first meal of the day, which I haven't even eaten yet. My first meal is usually around 12 or 1 o'clock. Gigantic salad with, you can't imagine how much shit's in it. And then I'll tear it up. She made it interesting last night, but those steak tips, man, the Impossible just came out. It's not in a lot of stores. You got to try it. They're even better. Same consistency and everything. Not as fatty, but they're a little, you'll see. Impossible meats, steak. I don't think it's called steak tips. It's steak something, strips maybe. You're going to be a happy man. Will you be among early adopter of humanoid robots? I am a robot. Vegan Crypto has always been a robot. I have singularity with BitBoy. BitBoy is my commander. I have a niece and nephew who are dairy-free, gluten-free, flavor-free. And we all gather once a week for dinner. I appreciate the vegan options. Yeah, look, gluten-free is a load of shit. We make this thing called seitan that is gluten flour. You take everything out and it's just gluten and it tastes like meat. My wife has perfected it. She made corned beef the other day for St. Patrick's Day. Did it taste exactly like corned beef? No, but it was amazing. But we have such, she cooks with flavor. She's too good of a cook and loved, she was the last to go vegan. I was pretty pushy. I'm pretty persuasive with, I got a 15-inch cock and, it's very persuasive. I'm just joking. That's disgusting. But honestly, she was the last and a little resentful, but I'm pretty, basically wasn't going to have that shit in my house anymore. I gave it some time for people to wean off of it and I don't allow it in my house. Though the dogs are not vegan. So I will say that. And I have to pick my battles. Now, what they do outside of the house is on them. I think a couple of my kids, like my oldest, is more vegetarian now. I can't control them, and I don't want to. But if they're not tasting with taste, dude, that's bullshit. C90, Walmart, or Myers you have down there, go check out the Impossible steak tips or the Beyond Steak tips, not crumbles, steak tips. Check it out and then talk to me. If you have a Trader Joe's, go get the vegan bulgogi. It's in the frozen section in the middle aisle things. Trust me and let me know. All right, let me see. Beyond Steak is plant-based seared steak tips that are designed to look and taste just like real steak. Absolutely. If you're talking to me, metal, yes, I eat that. But you got to try the Impossible ones that are brand new, like 2 weeks old. They're not everywhere, but they're freaking just the same, but better. Oh my. That's why they call him 25% makes up. Yeah, I am pretty short. You're funny. When you barbecue for folks at home, do you do regular burgers for them? If you're asking me, metal, no. There's no flesh cooked in my house for. They're gonna eat vegan, or they're delicious. So people, we get Beyond sausages. We get Beyond. Katie, my wife, makes her the own burger. She gets the ground Impossible and puts spices in it and everything. You just don't know. We don't buy the frozen patties. Those have no taste in them. So, but the Beyond and Impossible sausages are incredible. And if they don't, I have a stance. And if they bring it over, I won't. It's not being cooked in my house. I'm not an asshole. They know, they respect that. And when I go to my brother-in-law's house and he has a barbecue, he always buys. I'll bring it, but lately he's bought it for us, which is nice. He doesn't have to. Even now on Thanksgiving, most of his stuff is vegan besides the turkey and everything. He does it with vegetable broth and all that non-dairy stuff. He'll make a dairy one and we bring stuff. So we try not to be a pain in the ass. We don't ask for it. We just do our own thing. But the bar, we had a birthday party for my daughter last year, and I don't know, I had $150 worth of barbecue stuff, all vegan, and it was gone. They loved it. And the only people vegan there were my immediate family, my mom and dad, and my sister was just diagnosed with cancer then, so she didn't show up, but she's vegan as well. So many black cars there. Yeah. I'm about to go in. Would never put a piece of meat. No, it's not happening. It's hard enough for me with my dogs to have them have that. They could be vegan, but like I said, I got one that's having issues now. He needed to gain weight. He was almost on death's door. So once humans go vegan, which not all of them will, then we can worry about the animals, right? But that's just not, it was hard for me early on, but it's okay. You got to take the battles that you can. But yeah, even like when I go to some friends' houses, they'll do it on a different grill for me, and I'm like, you don't have to do that for me. Some of them go out of their way, so it's very nice. And we're not demanding. I'm low maintenance. If my friends want to hear about it and ask me questions, fine. Otherwise, I don't talk about it. They know. I don't own animals either. They are domestic companions. I take care of them, right? And it's probably easier not to have them. I didn't have a dog for 17 years, and I was never going to get another one after mine died ages ago, back when I was like 31, 33 or something like that. I don't know, 34. But my middle kid begged and begged for a dog. She had severe anxiety. And so after 3-4 years of begging, I finally did it. And it's great. It's a fortune. I'm spending like $1,000 a month with all the shit he's got going on. But life was easier. They're nice. Life was easier without them because our vacations, we don't believe in putting them in like, cages for when we go on vacation. So all our vacations are with them. So it's been limited. So life is easier without them, but it is nice to have a little companion there. But boy, the expense is out of control. I got 2 attached to my last dog, which my wife adopted. I can't do the loss again. Yes, yeah, it's tough. I still picture my dog that we had to put down at 7 years old. I got cancer, and within a week, and he was our first when my wife and I were married. We got a dog about a year later, rescued, and he was an awesome lab. But the thing is, what we've learned, he got a cancer because of neutering them, fixing them too early. Both of our dogs aren't even fixed. One is 6 or 7, and the other one's 4 or 5, and they're not neutered. Because think about it, you're cutting their nuts off. If you're gonna do it, you got to do it around 2 years old. Now there are disadvantages too of that, but the loss, I still think about it every now and then, and it's been decades. Especially when it's in front of you, it's tough, and it's a week, But we were just starting being parents. We had a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, so our mind was so concentrated on that, but it was still heartbreaking. But if you love having a dog, it's well worth it. You know what I mean? If you're going to put into it, it's well worth it. They enrich life, Dome. Yes, they do, brother. Long time. Hope you're well. I made curry into beans last night. I love curry. So I bought we make a lot of Penang curry and red curry and sometimes green. And I bought 4 cans of yellow curry a while ago. Pace. Been in the mood for it, but my wife's like, not in the mood. And if I make it, it'll suck. We usually do not Indian curry, but Thai. You put the dog down, then just start getting over it. Then the vet sends a card in the mail of their paw prints. Yeah, my hardest part was I didn't want to leave him there alone, so I asked them to be with him. But it was heartbreaking. I don't even want to talk about it. It's heartbreaking. I sometimes wish I'm a pretty cold guy when it comes to assholes, right? When I see these child predators or people who abuse women or abuse children or animals, I'm pretty good with them getting what they deserve. Good old Hitler and all that. Would have loved a little torture of him. But the innocent, man, my whole life, I've always fought for the innocent of people. I was always been a small guy, but always did martial arts when I was young. In 3rd grade, I was protecting these 2nd graders and being their bodyguard and everything. And I just never grew. But thank God I wrestled and everything, so it got me out of a lot of times when I should have gotten my ass beat. And I did get my share of ass beat. I was a little bit of a wild one through my high school years. I mean, wild. Crazy. But there's nothing like rescuing an animal, and, they tend not to disappoint you like sometimes your family does or your kids. Even though I love my kids more than anything, they don't necessarily appreciate you like your domestic companion. But it is heartbreaking. Ours got cancer. We went to 3 vets and research. Oh my God, try it. It's rough. Yes. Oldest 1 year. Oh my God. Yeah, it's so different when you have kids. You're concentrating on that, but there is nothing like having a dog with your kids. Just if you get one, don't fix them until at least 2.5 years old, because a lot of them, especially labs, get cancer because of that. There's a certain type of cancer they discovered. Also, they tear their cruciate tendon if they're fixed too early. Nothing wrong with doing that, but would you like your nuts chopped off? Oh, no thanks. But you got to wait till at least two years, I'm told. That one was Mastiff. Yeah, I love Mastiffs. They just don't live long enough. They're so big. 100%. But hips were bad, of course. 190 pounds. Oh, God, of course. Yeah, I mean, 190 pounds, man. Jesus. The hardest part was in Missouri. They just collect. Oh, yeah, exactly. And the vet once a week tossed them like in a hopper and took them off. Yes. One last thing to that. Yeah, they feed dogs in a lot of these cheap dog foods. They're dogs and collars and all that in it. They just, the rendering trucks go around, so they put these dogs. Yeah, we don't have to totally go into that, but they end up in dog food, like Alpo and all that, pedigree. It's disgusting. So we feed our dogs as healthy as we can. Hate to feed them flesh, but that's what we do. I'm not perfect. I try. Don't dogs need meat? Technically, no. They are omnivores. We're herbivores. Humans are herbivores. Believe it or not, if you look at our design, watch the Gary Roski speech. That'll just give you a little thing. But we are herbivores. The way we're designed. Think about it. Eat a burger, and then go eat a nice salad or something like that, or beans, and you might get a little bloated. You just feel different. I won't go into the details of that. Dogs. Some of the healthiest dogs actually are on a good vegan diet. Our dogs are not. We can digest meat as well. It doesn't mean it does us good. Yes, there's protein and all that, but dogs can live extremely healthy on a well-balanced vegan diet. It's some of the oldest dogs have been vegan dogs, but nothing's perfect, right? These dogs have been manipulated and domesticated and inbred, like golden retrievers. God forbid you get a golden retriever, or even in a lab like we're having problems, right? Because they're so overbred that issues happen. They can do both. But a lot of dogs, once you get them off of flesh, their allergies go away. I mean, there's not enough studies. That's the truth of the matter. So they can do both things. You know how it is. Reality is in 100 years, no one will know our names. That's the truth, brother. You think rates are staying up, huh? I think we have no lowering of rates anytime soon. It all depends, We're in a battle right now. And as long as he thinks the economy is doing well, Powell, and if inflation's not going down anymore and unemployment is sticking where it's at, not happening. He's not going to lower rates. He could in June. Who knows? But it's, you know how it is. We'll see all the data. The data will tell what he's going to do. Unemployment starts ticking up. Inflation starts ticking down. Your economy slows down a little bit, he is going to lower rates. Well, for a few till say who, Metal Mania, the bridge guy, when they say, oh gee, the word metal is bad, change my name. No, don't change your name. Won't print till rates go low. Yes, exactly. I think inflation will inverse. That's possible. Okay, shit. Time's getting away from me. I have to bail. You guys, I appreciate you. This was spontaneous. It's amazing. When I plan it out, not as many people here. Appreciate you all. If you need anything, you know where to find me. Trying vegan. Oh, wait, now I can't get off. Peace. Cheers. Rich, let me know how I can help with that. There's a ton. Go get yourself some Impossible steak tips if you need a transition food. Beyond steak tips. Impossible burgers. I will help you with that. Okay? All right, let me bail. If you need anything in regards to that, let me know. I'll go live just for you. Not a problem. We'll talk later, Rich. Just reach out.